Okay, folks, showing off some awesome 1980 Kellogg's 3D refractor cards. There were one per box of cereal. I happen to have a crap load of them, 37 of them. I'll go through them. Starting off, one of my favorite Mets, Lee Mazzilli, in his Golden Boy days. He was the Derek Jeter in terms of looks. Back then, my sister had his poster on the wall. He was a star for 2 or 3 years, and then that was it. You never really heard from him again after the Mets traded him. Never got more than 200 at-bats really in a season. That's a shame. He was a good player. He was he was something. Brooklyn guy. Keith Hernandez as a hated Cardinal. One of my favorite Mets also of all time, without the mustache. Ain't that amazing? No mustache. And very skinny. He was an awesome hitter. Clutch every single time that dude would hit a double in a gap, it seemed. Dave Kingman. Oh, I love Kong. That year, they traded him, or the year before the Mets traded him to the Cubs. Then the next year, he had 48 home runs. That was amazing. Of course, they always do it when they get traded from the Mets, right? And go down the line, some no-name stars, Chet Lemon, Davy Lopes, Ron Guidry, boy, 25-3 in 1978 when I was 10, I think. Well, I remember that season back in New York. 25-3. Never thought I'd never see another season again like that. And then Doc Gooden for the Mets had one in '85, 24-4. So, wow. Every 10 years or so, there comes a good guy, right? George Foster, played for the Mets for a while. I seen him hit a few home runs. Vida Blue, he was a great pitcher for about 5-6 years. He was great. Fred Lynn, all you Boston fans. But yeah, these are all 3D. They came one per box. I happened to pick them all up, and these are in really good shape too. See it? It's got their stats and stuff on the back. From Kellogg's, usually in Raisin Bran, I think they were in. Ken Singleton, Bert Blyleven, just elected to the Hall of Fame. Don Baylor, you probably know him as a coach. Jack Kemp, I think? Stephen Kemp, don't even remember him. Steve Kemp, I barely remember him. Jack Clark, I hated that guy. Hated him. He would beat my Mets every time. The Sarge, Gary Matthews. I think Gary Matthews Jr. is or was on the Mets last year or this year. Joaquin Andujar. Hated that dude. I hated him. He was wild. He'd throw at somebody's head. Parrish. Usually my Mets. Lance Parrish. He was good. Buddy Bell. His father was Gus Bell, and his grandfather was Gus Bell, and they all played in the major leagues. Larry Bowa. Yeah, us Met fans remember Larry Bowa. Remember Mike Schmidt. Ooh. John Stearns. Oh, great Met catcher for about 3 years. Set the Met stolen base record for catchers with 25. Always had knee problems though. He was a tough dude. He was always willing to knock somebody out, and he would too. He was a football player at Nebraska. He was a good guy, man. Let's see what his stats say here. 130, 15 homers, 73 ribbies, 264 average. 12 homers, 55 ribbies, 250 average. So, you know, he was an average guy with 60, 70 ribbies. But he would steal 20 or 30 bases, and he had a rifle arm, and that was pretty amazing to steal 20 or 30 bases for a catcher, a slow catcher. But he wasn't slow, he was good. Cesar Cedeno, he was good. Claudell Washington, yeah, another good guy. Andre Thornton, he had a 30 or 40 home run season a few times. Same with Larry Heisel. These are old-timey guys, 60s and 70s guys. Ellis Valentine, he was great for the Expos. Craig Nettles, all you Spanky fans, Yankee fans will remember that guy. Craig Nettles, he was a good third baseman, man. He was always making diving plays. Next, Jason Thompson, he was good for a year. Bob Baylor, he wasn't good for any year. Roy Smalley, he was okay. His dad was much better, Roy Smalley Sr. Darrell Porter, I like that guy. I think he died. I'm not sure. Gorman Thomas, he was Milwaukee Brewers, Harvey Wallbanger's crew. He would hit 30 or 40 home runs also, monster shots. Bruce Sutter, yes, in the Hall of Fame now, Bruce Sutter. The forkball. Rogers, Steve Rogers? Yep, Steve Rogers. Decent pitcher. Newman? Newman, the guy from Seinfeld? No, Jeff Newman. Hello. Hello, Newman. Newman. Mike Flanagan, he was good. And Ross Grimsley. So, ain't that pretty cool though? 37. I know. I could have just showed you guys the 37 instead of going through all of them one by one. But I mean, they're 32 years old, 33 years old, and they're in great shape. They're very plasticky, so they really don't. The corners don't go, you know. But usually those dry out. The plastic covering dries out and it cracks. If you've ever seen any. But I'm up for trading. If anybody wants to make an offer on a particular guy or you like them all, let me know. Thanks.